So Alicia's just working with Amadeus, and she's going to get him going over this tarp here on the ground. First things first, we can't expect that he's going to be happy and willing to go over it first time without having thought about it, looked at it, or seen it. So she's just going to see if he's comfortable being near the tarp as he's going around and see if he'll still stay paying attention. The first time he went past it, he had a little bit of a look. Oh, what's that? Ah! And now he's pretty much just ignoring it. So Alicia's going to get a little bit closer to it, a little bit closer to it, a little bit closer to it, and see if he gets any more comfortable with it the closer he gets to it. Because the reason Alicia's getting closer is because if he has to maintain personal respect of her space, respect of her personal space, I'll get it out right in a minute, then he won't be able to run over her to avoid going over the tarp. Now he stops at it, and that's okay. We're not forcing him to go over it, we're just letting him have a look at it, see it, think about it, smell it if he wants to, and we're going to give him the option of choosing to go over it. Oh, he took a step forward on his own, and he's like, oh, what was that? Oh, that was a little bit scary. Had a look at it, has another look at it. She's going to ask him to take a step, and he's going to be, oh, what's going on here? I'm not really sure, but it's interesting. He had a try, which was perfect. She's going to ask him to take another step. He could a little bit closer. And he's playing with it with his foot. He's like, what is this? What is this? I'm not really sure. He's going to have a sniff. And then when he gets comfortable, she's going to ask him to go again. And this is really a really good exercise, actually, because Amadeus is funny when it comes to going through water. And it's not something that we've ever addressed, because we've never really needed to take him through water. And there's a little tiny bit of water on the tarp right now, which he's currently digging in, so... he might be thinking about having a roll. I'm not really sure. But anyway.
And we've never done this with him.
No, we've never done this with him before. So we're going to allow him to sniff the tarp, paw the tarp, do whatever he wants with the tarp until he gets over the fact that it's a tarp. Then we're not going to accept anything in regards to pawing it. So he just walked over it, absolutely perfectly fine, because he was allowed to get comfortable with it on his own. She didn't force him to go up to it. She didn't make him go up to it. She didn't tell him he had no other choice. She let him go around with it there and ignore it and get comfortable with it. And then she let him go up to it and have a sniff of it and see what it was all about. And he just stopped himself on the tarp completely. At least she didn't ask him to stop there. Now, that's not the end result. We don't want him to be choosing and dictating what the terms are of the arrangement, but we want to allow him to be comfortable with it before we ask him to do something else that's going to make him uncomfortable. And this is slightly different from other exercises because, we apply pressure until they make a choice. In this instance, we're not applying any pressure at all to make him choose the tarp. We're just allowing him to investigate it and figure it out because we want him to be comfortable with the choices that he's making. So that was awesome. He just went all the way over without stopping. So he's getting more and more comfortable with it because he was allowed to see what it is, figure it out, and recognize that it's nothing scary. This is not an exercise that you would try and do in the beginning stages of your groundwork. Your horse has to have a very high level of trust in you and a very high level of respect for you, to be able to accomplish something like this. Respect that they're not going to run over you if they're scared, and trust that you're not going to put them in a situation that they don't know how to get out of, and trust that you're going to help them feel comfortable with the situation that you're asking them to be in. Until you have gained a lot of trust and respect in your relationship with your horse, you don't want to be putting them in a situation like this. There are ways and means of helping build that trust and respect relationship in regards to scary objects along the way throughout all of the groundwork, but this is not the place where you would start it. You would do it in the manner of something that they see that they're already scared of. You're not going to put them in a situation that you're trying to scare them more than what they already are. So, say for argument's sake, he came down here and he was scared of everything. He was scared of the green gates over there. He was scared of the hay bales. He was scared of the jumps and the standards. He was scared of the tarp. There's too many things for him to be scared of for him to be able to focus on the fact that she's asking him to work on this one specific object. So you want to build up on your ability to increase the scary things with your horse. That's great.